Hey guys, XX Apology XX here, bringing you my first League of Legends guide. Today we're going to be looking at Draven, the Glorious Executioner. For his abilities, we have his passive, which is called Wicked Blades. His auto attacks, if it's a crit, will deal bonus damage over time, or if you use his Q, which is called Spinning Axes, it'll apply the same effect even if it is not a crit. His Q, Spinning Axes. His axe, you use it, and his axes will start spinning. When they hit a champion, they'll do bonus damage. It'll fly off the top of them, and it'll make this little animation on the ground. You have to walk over to it to catch the axe and continue this awesome effect. After 4 or 5 seconds, you can activate this again, and you can start spinning 2 axes at once for a high burst. His W, called the Blood Rush, Draven gains movement speed and attack damage. Movement speed and attack speed. Sorry, the movement speed goes away really quick, in my opinion. I mean, you get it for maybe a second or two and it's gone. Catching a spinning axe will refresh the cooldown on Blood Rush. His E, Stand Aside. He'll throw out his 2 axes, and they'll pretty much do as it says. It'll make him stand aside, which is kind of like a little. It's not a stun, but it acts as one where they'll stop casting or doing effects and stuff like that. His ult, Whirling Death, Draven hurls 2 massive axes that'll do physical damage when it hits an enemy. You can reactivate it again to bring the axes back. For each unit hit, it does reduce damage for each enemy hit. Alright guys, I have my friend X Gen Admission X here. Say hi.
Hey, what's up?
And we're going to be going over ruins and masteries together. We're going to be putting in both of our opinions on how we think it could be done or swapped out. For the quintessences, I do 2 attack damage and 1 armor penetration. I guess you could swap these out. What do you think, X-John?
I do full armor pen, honestly, just because of the early game with his Q.
Yeah, it does. That Q does a lot of damage. We'll start with the glyphs over here, the blue ones. Sorry, I spaced out. I run all magic resistance, which is pretty
That's
standard.
standard.
Yeah.
Same with armor for the yellows.
Yeah, exactly. I do that too. I don't
That's
know why.
standard for everything.
Yeah, and then for the reds, the marks, I do all attack damage. I'll sometimes put in maybe the bottom row as armor pen, just kind of depending on how I'm feeling for that day.
And that's why I sort of put in the armor pen quints. It's like, if you already have the full armor attack damage, which he already has a lot of, it's just extra killing.
Yeah, for sure. With these, with my page, I get 12 magic resistance, 14 bonus physical damage, plus 9.8 armor, and 2.6 armor penetration. Again, you could swap it out to get more armor pen. It's really up to you.
Yeah, I have magic resist at level 18, actually, because it gives you twice the amount, so I have 24.
I did not know that.
And then my armor pen is 7.7, so that's like shredding through early game armor.
Especially with that Q. And then for masteries here, I run 22-7-1, which is, I find it to be pretty standard. I mean,
let me see what I run actually.
1 in Summoner's Wrath, 4 in Fury, Fury, 4 in Deadliness, 1 in Weapon Expertise, 3 in Havoc, 2 in Lethality, 1 in Frenzy, 2 in Brute Force, 3 in Sunder, and 1 in Executioner. That really just idolizes armor penetration, damage dealt, and attack speed. Yeah, and crits. I mean, that's pretty much it. For the defense tree, I give it gives them more health and more armor. And then for the 1, I have it in for it reduces the cooldown on Flash, which
Summoner's Insight?
Yeah. So Summoner's Insight. I mean, I don't really mean you could swap this out and maybe put in a point for, I mean, magic resistance or that, but it's really not that big of a deal in my opinion.
I did 21-9. I did the exact what you just said. I have, for my defense tree, I'm just going to say these. Durability, I have 4, 1 resistance, 3 hardiness, and 1 veteran scars.
Yep. I mean, that's good too. And then for summoner spells, flash and either ignite or cleanse. I mean, that's pretty standard.
I can see on him using exhaust, like having 2 exhaust bot lane would make sense too.
Maybe. I mean, it would all depend on
he has the range
team.
of this cube to make it worth it.
It all depends on your team and your opponent, really.
Oh, while we were talking about this, we should say who synergizes really well with him as support-wise.
Yeah, for support-wise, I'll pull, I mean, I don't know much of a support. I mean, Alistar would probably be good. Tarek, because of the stun, for sure. And anyone,
Thresh.
Yeah, Thresh would be good too. Anyone who can really bring them into Draven or lock them down in play so he can get off
The stuns and
his
pulls.
Qs. Yeah, stuns and pulls is really what you can idolize for Draven to make it most
Like,
effective
if
bot
you have a
lane.
Lulu, it's gonna work, but it's not gonna be the same as if you have a Taric. It's just how it's gonna
Yeah,
be.
Lulu's more for Graves or Ezreal, just with the really good poke that
Yeah,
you
like
can pretty much pull
exactly.
out bot
Yeah.
lane.
That work?
Okay. Alright, guys, there were some technical difficulties with my recording software, and it couldn't record the gameplay itself, but me and XGen are going to go over what went on pretty much during the game. Here were our ending builds. I go crit just for the sole purpose of his passive, and the bleeds and his crits are just godlike with this Q. XGen, why do you start out with like the black lever in that?
I built the Black Cleaver just because I top a lot, and I just know that with Draven it would make sense with the health and the armor shred, because then you could be able to do some damage to that support down bot.
Yeah, because supports are squishy, as we all know. You can chunk them down really good with
Once you get past the armor, it's
yeah.
simple. And then with the it also adds a nice cooldown reduction. Works good with his Q in case you miss it a couple times.
Alright, pretty much how I play Draven for early game is pretty much harass with the Q. I mean, that's it. I mean, during
Get some stuns in.
yeah, getting his stand aside, which is his E, it'll pretty much make him go to the side as it says, and it's like a stun itself. Um, Draven he's somewhat of a unique carry. To fully master him, you have to learn his Q. I mean, that's
And have a mouse that can click.
yeah, and have a good mouse to get. You have to have a reaction time to get to it. Um, and I mean, that's honestly it. I mean,
His mid game's great. He can completely sustain through there. But when he gets to late game, you need to be with your team to do damage. You just can't go solo.
if you can get fed or just start getting just if you can either get fed or you know Draven, you'll do fine late game. You can
Yeah.
pretty much
I
beat any people.
I'd take his build right there. But if you're going late game Draven, because you haven't won because of the surrender already, build Warmogs or some sort of armor and health
Yeah,
type
build like
combo.
a GA or something like that.
Because then you can get the tankiness you need, and then build like another damage dealing item. Because late game he can just wreck teams if you have a team behind you or in front of you taking all the damage.
Yep, I mean, he pretty much nailed it here. And what XGen did wrong here is he took Smite. Definitely don't bot lane Smite.
Yeah,
Um,
that was an accident. I was playing jungle earlier.
it's just not gonna do too good.
Yeah, nah.
So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Next video, promise there will be gameplay. Comment, rate, subscribe, comment, tell us what you'd like to see. Once I get partnered, I'll start doing gameplays, play with you guys, stuff like that.
We're gonna live stream too.
Yeah, I'll be live streaming too in the future once my community grows and stuff like that. So if you want to add us, our names are right here: XX Apology, XX, and XGen Admission X, and we'll see you guys later.
Yep, see ya.